Welcome back. I got a new shop vac. It's shiny. Copper Telecaster build. Let's get this thing done. This build fell off my radar for a little bit because I was busy getting a few other things done, but we're back on it and let's get this thing dialed in. If you missed all the first part of this, here's a quick recap for you. We got the top and back cut out of the copper sheet and then bent over the lip on the edge so we can solder the body together. We cut the sides and got them bent into shape. We soldered it together and built a neck pocket, added holes for lightness and a few other details that I can't show you right now. I was going to make an aluminum pick guard and control plate, but instead I used aluminum because that's what it's called. We made a neck and accidentally used way too much copper powder. I took a beating while learning how to relic copper, which, as it turns out, I still haven't learned. And now the guitar is to this point. You'll see I made another pick guard. Speaking of pick guards, you guys had a ton of great ideas for pick guards for this thing. Aluminum ones, aluminium ones, wood ones. I mean, you name it, you guys had a ton of ideas. I was super excited to try all those ideas until I got halfway through trying all those ideas. I have made a lot of pick guards in the last 3 days. I think one of my favorite ideas you guys had was to use the aluminum black on the aluminum one, but instead I used aluminum black because, of course, that's the right choice. And it went like this. Ooh, they're going to see my coffee addiction. Okay. You all forgot to mention this stuff gives off toxic gas while using it. I had to run the downdraft table. Maybe I should have used the aluminum black instead. Anyway, that aluminum black is cool. I've put a coat of oil on it just to kind of slow it down. This comment came up several times to use aluminum black on this aluminum, and I kept forgetting to do it, and man, I'm glad the comment kept coming up because that's just super cool. There you go. That's awesome. That is super awesome. Okay, I think maybe some little detail work on the edge with some steel wool and stuff, and that's just going to look amazing. Okay, there's the aluminum one with the aluminum black on there, and man, I'm digging that. That's my favorite so far. So it still has that aluminum feel on the edge because I hit it with some steel wool around the edge, but the flat black, oh man, that looks great. This is going to need something to seal it up with, so I'm probably just going to hit it with a coat of poly, like a semi-gloss poly, which I hope doesn't make it too shiny, but we'll see. If it does, then we'll do it again. I don't think this black, the aluminum black, isn't going to stay on there without some sort of coating on there, because you guys always have so many great ideas in the comments. So we've also got this going on, which is the copper one that we're putting the whatever that stuff is on there so that it turns green like copper does, because I think a few of you wanted to see a green copper one on there. Unfortunately for me, you guys have the ability to come up with all kinds of great ideas and leave them in the comments, and then I'm stuck here making pick guards all day. All right, let's take a break from making pick guards for a little while and get this control plate wired up. I've got new pots and switches and everything to go in here. I had a pickup in that bridge that I was intending to use on this build. It's a Fender custom shop job. I'm wondering, why do I have it? Where did it come from? What's it doing kicking around here? I'm starting to doubt whether I should use it or not. What's its history? So, okay. So I think this Fender custom shop pickup is probably not going to make its way in there. I'm not feeling it. Doesn't look like it's working perfectly. It's hit or miss. Okay, out with the Fender custom shop stuff. I've got two Barncaster pickups here, so we know those are going to be a hit. Like, why wouldn't we use those? You probably can't read that. This is a Barncaster bridge pickup, and I can't read it. 45 AUG A2 magnets. I've got this Barncaster P90 here, which is 42 AUG A2. This was made in 2016, so this one goes way back. I've tested both of these. They work great. I'm super excited to use them. Again, I don't know why I have them here and why they're not in a guitar. They're going in a guitar now. They're going to be awesome. Those were just mock-up pots that I'm not going to use in the guitar. I got a bunch of brand new stuff right here that's going to get used. Okay, we've got our control plate pretty well dialed in here. These are CTS 250K pots. This is a Switchcraft switch and an orange drop cap. And yeah, don't remember what brand that is. Super cool knobs. These knobs are awesome. I got them off of Etsy. They're just incredible. I wish I had about another 20 pair because they're super cool, but they weren't cheap. Yeah, okay, that tidies this up for now. Once we get the pickups in the guitar, we can solder the pickups into this and that'll be dialed. What's next? Oh, neck. Let's move on to getting this neck done. I mean, we were pretty much done before, but there's always something to do to these things. Let's do the last little bit to the neck, and we're getting there. Okay, it's time to do this logo, or the inlay, I guess, of the logo. And I don't know what I'm paying for all this child labor for. My son, who has access to CNC machines at his robotics program, has still not made me my template. Yeah, he's going to try and mill it here soon. But anyway, for now, the child labor isn't paying off, and so I'm still having to do this by hand. So I've got my little Stumac base on my Dremel with a tiny little bit, and now we just get to sit here and do this for 40 minutes until that thing fits. Okay, do they fit? Ooh, that one does. That one fits good. Please. Oh, it fits. Okay, I dropped a 2 down into my downdraft tip. Oh my gosh, that thing's full. Look how much sawdust is in there. Okay, anyway, where's my 2? Oh, there it is. Oh, there's all kinds of good stuff in here. Look at that, I found a nut that I was missing for my grease hydroform thing. Look at all these washers in here. Huh, I should go through this thing more often. Wow, a zip tie. Well, that's a good find. Okay, we'll just ignore that all that's in there for now. Yeah. Okay. that's all gone really well. I think when that dries up, we'll get it sanded up nicely, and that's going to look amazing. Pretty happy with that. I shall name you Freddy. Good job, Freddy. You totally suck. All right, it's time to assemble this guitar and see if all this hard work has paid off. It's always interesting when you go to assemble these and you just got to work every little detail out. This is where all the little issues come up and all the little things you got to take apart and fix and rework and do little stuff. So it's always fiddly. I'm assuming it's that way for everybody, and they just don't tell you that it's always fiddly when you go to assemble them, but it's always fiddly. It just takes time to get them assembled and get everything dialed in. So all right, you're getting a lot of time lapse from me today on this final assembly, and it's for a good reason. I don't want to run audio with the video today because I've joined the Luth group Zoom meeting, which is like this 24/7 Zoom meeting that luthiers have on the Luth group, where you can just hang out with other luthiers while you work, and you can talk and banter back and forth and make jokes and get advice. And man, it's just super cool. It's a really fun thing to do. If you're by yourself all day making instruments and you're lonely, then the Luth group is the place you need to be. So go check them out. They have this thing called the Luth Along. I'll show you. So I'm in the Luth Along Zoom call right now. It's a 24/7 meeting that's just always running. The Luth Along group thing, Zoom thing, is just always open. There's always people in there. I've never seen a time when there wasn't people in there. I mean, you can hang out with the greats like Dan Earlyline. I mean, some of the biggest names in lutherie are in this thing and part of the Luth group. And I mean, the experience of the people involved in this thing is unbelievable. So yeah, if you're building instruments and you're not part of the Luth group, what are you doing? Come on, get in there. Well, if you're a boomer, you probably recognized at least a couple of those songs. If you're a millennial or younger than that, you're probably wondering where the Blink-182 is, and I guess I didn't get to that, sorry. I don't know what it is about this guitar, but I'm just digging that tone, and that tone just kind of brought out all those songs in me. I don't know why. It's got a really glassy tone, even though it's kind of overdriven and it's a bit of a growl to it. Still really glassy, which is super cool. I don't really have any glassy electric guitars that just have that tone, so that was pretty cool. I don't know if it's Rob's pickups or, I mean, Barncaster's pickups or the copper or maybe both that's giving it that glassiness, but super cool. It just has a neat vibe. I'm sure the GoPro robbed us of a ton of the cool sounds that thing was making, but it is pretty spectacular. I was just thinking, you know what's really cool about this copper Telecaster is it's kind of like the look of it. It's kind of like it's new every day. Every time you touch it, it gets a new shiny spot or a dull spot or a dark spot or a, you know, like even just me playing it, if I had like a shirt like this with a button on there, the button would wear a mark in it, you know, the shirt would wear a different mark, where my bare skin would touch it, that would be a different, like, I think it's going to be kind of neat to just watch it develop and age and grow. And because it's just every time you touch it and pick it up, it's going to be slightly different, and it usually ends up better. Okay, I need to interrupt this outro because I totally forgot. We made all these pick guards and I didn't even show you guys. And I'm sure maybe one of you, at least one of you, is going to want to see them. Let's see, we've already seen the aluminum, so we'll just put that one aside. Here's the copper with the green. Something like that. That's pretty cool, actually. I kind of like that copper green one. That was a good idea you guys had. I think we've already seen the cream one, but what you haven't seen is I also got some cream. Ugh, I don't like that at all. I got some cream of those, and I also got a black one of those. Yeah, I don't care for that much. I tried the tortoiseshell also, which is actually, I kind of like that tortoiseshell a lot. That looks pretty sharp, actually. Maybe with the black. I don't know. Yeah, and then I still have the one on there that's just the Illuma Black, the aluminum one that's Illuma Black, and then you guys remember this one, we had just the black one before. I don't really like the black with the black cover, but somebody might, so there you have it. Black with the cream, I don't know, there's lots of options here. All right, I think that's a wrap on this build. We're gonna get back into the resonators next, and I'm super excited about that. As we speak, Bruce up in Idaho is cutting out the next two guitars, the tops and backs for me. He offered to cut those out for me. We're going to be making Mr. Paul Welten a resonator guitar, which I'm really excited about because you guys know I love Mr. Paul Welten's playing. Go check him out on YouTube. He's awesome. Paul and I spent just a ton of time kind of just going over the design and the layout of a custom kind of one-off resonator. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome. It looks really, really cool. And yeah, it's going to be cool. So really looking forward to getting back into those. Shoot me an email if you want a heavy metal guitar. Heavy as in slightly overweight, and metal as in, yeah, it's copper. It's literally metal. All right, I think that's it. Let's get out of here. Hey, thanks for following along on this build. This was super fun. Cool result in the end. Totally different. Not something that I see every day or hear every day. I mean, it plays great, sounds great, just different. So yeah, really cool. Thank you guys. We'll see you soon.